outside, screaming, driving by like little a-holes. They think they're funny. Judge Pete and his family, it's them doing it. Like Michelle's mother bragged. For it's my daughter, her husband dates. He met her in Ravenna when she was having a stomach spell. It's for my daughter. They did all this for her. And our family watching her doing this. Memorial Day weekend 2019 food counter. They found the tape of that idiot woman bragging they did all this for her daughter. He's a retired judge. He's a hack and a crook. He has no authority. He's retired. Corrupted some of the Portage County sheriffs to help out. She was in Walmart the other day with one of her bitchy diva friends. Old hag. It's something. People would rather go after her than do the right thing and help her out. Laughing at these people. For helping out. I want you to think of that. I mean, think of it. Wait a second. That they would rather go after me than do the right thing. I came home the other day and the third apartment building for me, third one into the fence, they were actually part of it. There's a guy with a New York accent. He just sort of happens to look like the guy that went to Paymer. Okay, I've seen him before. I remember his voice. Couldn't see him in the dark, but I remember him. And he, said, I found out it's just that family doing it to her. I want nothing to do with it. He said, well, she sucks as an informant. We'll just let nature take its course and let her die from all this. Premeditated murder. I told you, as much as they drugged me up there during the case, where I had bruises I couldn't explain and I was getting sick on drinks before that, they were already drugging me up. I lived 10.6 miles out of town, okay, in the middle of woods and middle of countryside, in between two lakes. It's connected to several major highways, okay, perfect place to run drugs. Get some corrupt cops that are involved, out in the middle of nowhere. Somebody had said a mob lord was involved. Why would a mob lord be involved? Drugs. How finance? Because he can run the drugs out. That explains the New York accent. They're that dirty. I'm disappointed in the Stark County sheriffs. They were carrying around the house stake case that, well, the Canton FBI set up September 27th, 18. Supposed to be in protected life custody as an FBI informant. Never had to stay quiet one day. They impersonated a federal officer before I called Wellbeck. They were already stalking me in my home for Michelle. Photoshopping and framing me and drugging me up before. Okay. I just had bruises I couldn't explain, hand marks, and a cut on me one day. Here they said they were abusing me and doing sick things to me, and I kept getting more bruises where I couldn't explain. And I was getting sick on drinks. And the so-called sodium pentothal reports ecstasy. Day rape drugs. Human slave drugs. They think they're unstoppable, and they're not. See, the unique case is, I called an FBI agent. I talked to him. Listed me an informant. Had a cop talk to Dave. And carrying around the house state case was created. It's not just the Portage and the Stark County Sheriffs that can get in it. And I'll tell you what, some of the Stark County Sheriffs worked it. And they mentioned it at Faith Family Church. Are you interested in working carrying around the house? What's that? One of us have to watch or listen to her every day. They were supposed to also protect me. And they sat back and let the Portage County Sheriffs rape me, drug the hell out of me, had the protected life case with them cutting me up and leaving me in high danger. So, did they call the FBI? Tell them. Did they call the Department of Justice? Did they go to a Stark County judge and say we need to get her out of here? Those cops have lost it and are going Nazi on her for a retired judge's daughter. No. What's scary? They sat back and let them do crimes in their area. And they were paid to protect me too. And they had the protected home life case. That's the only time police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life. Failure to notify for initiating as abuse and misconduct goes into the right of privacy, illegal search and seizure. The law states that officer loses his badge. He gets 1 to 4 years. And it's not admissible. They knew that. The FBI knows that. Just like Officer Reinhardt said, it comes down to no matter what, Will took your statement. They couldn't even be in your home. It's illegal to be in somebody's home. So what stupid cop would want to say they were in my house before the FBI and want to go to jail? And it's not admissible. A Stark County sheriff cannot break in private citizens' homes and watch them stalking. They can't break in and drug you with date rape drugs until you say something stupid and you wake up with just a bruise. Highly criminal. Let alone Photoshop a shower scene, I guess, in the other room. And I told you the witness is going for more than 10 of drugs and being photoshopped. And being framed, admitting or framing. And what's scary are the Stark County sheriffs raping the poor girls in the jail. And the other ones looking away. Because they looked away while the Portage County sheriffs raped me and did nothing. Watched them break in and drug me down here. Did they call someone and get me out of here? Because the real thing should have happened. They should have took and went to a judge and said, Karen's an FBI informant. Okay, she's in protected custody. We have this case, protected home custody case. Here's her statement from the FBI. Here's Dave's. So it's legal. And these cops are abusing the hell out of her. We need to get the marshals or the FBI down here, and we need to get her out of here, and someone needs to go arrest him. Should have called the Department of Justice. There's cops going Nazi on this informant. Da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Now they're amending to illegal search and seizure and stalking her before. And we can't look at it. Or listen, like Reinhardt said, it'd be illegal to. It's illegal to be in somebody's home no matter what. Except for those special protected life cases. Did they do any of that? No. You know what they did? They sat back and let it happen. And they were paid by the state, too, to protect me. And they did nothing. I was working last night and I was telling the girl about my ex-husband beating me and sexually assaulting me. She's like, did you tell a Stark County sheriff? I said, yeah. She said, so they arrested your ex-husband. I said, well, he lives in Portage County. She said, it doesn't matter. They're state employees. They could go get him. You know, if they didn't feel comfortable going to Portage County, they could have called, and the sheriffs wouldn't have done it up there. They could have called a state patrol officer to go get him. And they did nothing. And, you know, she said that's remarkable because Stark County is big on domestic violence. They don't take anything. And they got Dave dead to rights beating me and sexually assaulted me. You know, and it's just like the Tuscarora sheriff said, you need to get a hold of the FBI to arrest the Portage County sheriffs for what they did to you. And you need to get someone to move you out. You know what, the Stark County sheriffs, I told them that, they went quiet. Instead of doing the right thing. Like Michelle's mother was laughing. That's something. People would rather go after her than do the right thing and help her. They're laughing at these assholes that'll cost them their freedom and their jobs. Because I would dare a cop. Well, the Portage County sheriffs broke in your door one day when you found it open. You first moved in. You hadn't been there a week. Because Dave met Michelle. And they started stalking you. You arrested him, right? Called someone to arrest him. They photoshopped a shower scene in the other room. I heard about it. It's disgusting. Where he had bruises, they date rape drugged you and told you to say something stupid and Photoshop stuff. You arrested him, right? Because otherwise it's going to be like Barney Fife. Give me your bullet out of your pocket. You're that stupid? I talked to 2 retired sheriffs online. They're like, how stupid are these people? For every officer you've told and they can't find a state program to help you, they don't do it and get you out of here, or get a state program to help you, they can be held financially and legally responsible for the other crimes. Can a Stark County sheriff break into the women's part of the prison, rape the women in prison, and the other sheriffs look the other way? Hell no. Can they break in and date rape drug them and tell them to say something stupid and the other cops don't arrest them? Hell no. Can they beat, rape, torture a confession out of a prisoner? Hell no. Can they sell the login to the women's prison? Hell no. Can a Stark County sheriff break in a private property and stalk somebody? No. Do they get a coroner and do that? No. They can't even be in drug lords or murderers' homes because they throw the case out. Police and agencies can only be in a home under a threat of life. And they have to speak to everyone in that home before they initiate it, or they go to jail. That's why that cop had to talk to Dave. And Will had to take my statement, and that's why the Massillon police were laughing at these people. And so was Officer Reinhardt. And the 2 Stark County, the 2 retired sheriffs that just retired in last year, they're like, how stupid are these people going along with this? The more you describe them, they become stupider and stupider. Talked to one a week or 2 ago. He's like, you got exceptionally stupid criminals around you. Someone needs to help me, and I am reporting everyone to the Department of Justice. And they better start doing the right thing for the Department of Justice. Says, okay, why didn't you help Karen? You even worked the protected light case. You had him dead to rights. Why didn't you do your job? Unless they got a good reason. Oh, we just didn't bother. Okay, you're fired. Yeah. may be arrested. They're sending out emails for no one to believe me that Dave threatened my life or anybody else or he harmed me. I got a tape from Karen around the house, timestamped back to the police protected custody case. That Will at the Canton FBI set up and turned over the police, and that man really needed to look into something. And I'll be like the ladies at the BMV, the FBI needs to make it up to her. They do. He was supposed to pull me out if it got too bad. He was supposed to have an account set up when I move out, that I would have money to start. I was supposed to have a life of peace as an informant. Life of peace. No man would ever touch me. Nothing legally stated, dated against me again, and only for you would we ever do this for. We'll always put it back to the traffic ticket, even when it's over. And you can't be legally charged for anything again for working this case. He left me up there to die. They said the Portage County Sheriffs are sending out emails telling people not to believe me, and that I was never threatened or harmed. Okay? Well, I got a tape from the case. Every tape I have comes right from Karen around the house state case. Okay? Now, they sold the login by Christmas 18, so all this is public knowledge. Okay? So everybody else has it too. And where Dave admits to harming me, threatening my life, knowing of everybody else threatening my life. I showed it to the Tuscarora sheriff. He's like, you get a hold of the FBI and tell them arrest those Portage County sheriffs. They could go to jail for that email alone. You can't tell people not to believe somebody when people are threatening her life and trying to kill her, or threatening her life and she's getting harmed. You can't do that. They could go to jail for the email alone. I need someone to help me. So if someone pulls that case, it's a house of horror. And yeah.